Hello, my name is Ibrahim Al-Khayyat. I will show you today how to install Microsoft Exchange Server 2016 on a Windows Server 2012. Microsoft Exchange Server is a mail server which enables users to send and receive email, schedule preparations, and support contacts lists. These are the requirements for the system. On the left side, we have the system requirements. On the right side, we have the virtual machine requirements. Software and commands requirements. There are 3 software that is required by the system. You can find all of these in Microsoft website. We have a 1 command in PowerShell which will install all the roles and feature. We have 3 command in the CMD which will prepare the system for us. The first step is to run the PowerShell command that will install all roles and features that is required by the system, and then restart the server. The next step is to install the software that is required by the system, which is Net Framework and Microsoft Unified Communication Managed. We need to accept the license agreement in order to begin with the installation for both softwares. The next step is to run the Exchange Server setup file that will extract all the necessary files to our server, and then we are going to use it in the CMD preparation commands. After the extraction is complete, we need to open a command promote inside the extracted folder in order to run the commands. The first command is to prepare the schema. After running the first command, we need to run the second command which will prepare the Active Directory for us. You need to change the organization name into your own organization name. And after running the second command, we need to run the third command. The third command is to prepare the domain. Also, you need to change the domain name into your own domain name. And now after running these commands, you need to restart the server. Now, after installing all the necessary software and running all the necessary commands, we can start the Microsoft Exchange Server 2016 setup file. The first option is you need to choose don't check for update because we will deal with the update later. After that, it will show you an introduction. You need to click next. It will show you a license agreement. You need to accept it in order to continue with the setup. So click accept and then next. The recommended settings for us. We need to choose the recommended setting in order to improve the Microsoft Exchange Server features. So recommended setting and next. Here it shows us which role we want to install. In our case, we will install the mailbox role. So we click mailbox role. There is a feature which will update all the roles and features for us. We need to click automatically install Microsoft Server roles and features. Here we need to specify the path that the setup file will go in. In our case, we will keep it as default. For security purpose, don't disable the malware scanning. Now it will begin with the check. As you can see, there is no errors. We can now begin with the installation. So click install. We need to wait until the setup progress is complete. After it complete, as we can see, we can click finish to close the setup. And now we have successfully installed Microsoft Exchange Server 2016. The first step in the configuration is to access the Exchange Admin Center web page. You can find this web page in the Start menu by searching for it. you need to log in with your local username and password. Next, on the navigation bar on the left, we need to click on Mail Flow and then Accepted Domains. In order to send and receive email, we need to put our domain or another domain in the accepted domains. By default, when we run the Prepare Active Directory command in the CMD, our domain becomes the default domain. So if we want to add another domain, we need to click on the plus sign and then fill out the required fields and then click Save. Next is to create a send connector. We go to Mail Flow and then Send Connector. We need to click on the plus button and then write the name and choose Internet as the type. Then click Next. Choose the MAC record for the network setting and then click Next. Click on the plus button to add domains. The type is SMTP and FQDN type star, which means all domain, and cost is 1. Then click Next. Then click the plus button to add servers. Add the local server and then click OK. Now we have created our send connector. Next is to configure external access domain to access the Exchange server. So we go to servers and then virtual directories. Then click on the wrench button. Then click on the plus button to add the local server. After that, you need to enter the domain name in order to be the external access domain. So you need to type mail and then put your own domain name .com. Now we have successfully configured Microsoft Exchange Server 2016. As you can see, now we have access to our administrator email in the Outlook by accessing the external access domain that we configured in the last step.